Hello and welcome to my Suzuki up here in Halifax, West Yorkshire. Starting to be a little bit colder now, it's autumn, and we've got quite a special showcase vehicle to unveil for you here. As some of you may know, we've been running around for about 3 years in the little minicab I have behind, which is a 100% electric vehicle. We bought it originally to sell, and it has become such a part of our life that we use it at least once a day, every day. There's very few days that we've not used it. And as some of you may have noticed, that although we're at my Suzuki, that's a Mitsubishi. Following on from that, we've got another vehicle that isn't a Suzuki, and it's even more unusual than the minicab, and that is the Daihatsu Hijet deck van. Welcome to the jungle. So what's so special about this tiny little Daihatsu? Now Daihatsu is totally owned by Toyota, so what you're getting is, with the Daihatsu, is probably one of the most reliable vehicles you can. In Japan, the most common vehicle are mini trucks. They come in full van forms, trucks, pickups, but this particular vehicle is probably the smallest crew cab in the world, and it really is a crew cab. It's a pickup with sliding doors and back seats. With ample space in there, but the headrests give it away, because although you can have quite a large load area, it's quite simple to lock it all back, pull the seat belts through, and you have a 4-seater, which you could possibly adapt to a 5-seater, but easily a 4-seater. We've got sliding doors on both sides. What we've got, which makes it so much better than the little pickups, is because it's got some room behind it. The seats are super comfortable, adjustable, and they are not just against the bulkhead, so there's plenty of room, there is quite a lot of room in the pickups, but this is extra nice. We've got a cargo net up in the roof there. Round here, it's an automatic. Not only is it an automatic, it's a 4-wheel drive. 4-wheel drive, airbag, all the little touches that Japanese vehicles have. If you look down at the mats and the seats, it really looks like it's never even been sat in. It looks almost new. Another feature on this, which you may or may not have noticed, is a full-length roof rack. Full-length roof rack made by a company in Japan called Hard Cargo, and Hard Cargo just make products for the Hijet. It's got a working lamp there, it's got an inspection lamp there, but the roof rack itself, I think they're about £1,000. The awning, which I just expected you to have realised that's an awning, but that awning there, which I shall get out shortly, we've only got it out once. It comes out so easily. Not that easily that I can film it while I'm doing it, but I'll get it out. It's a big awning, and it means you can go camping, you can take your canoe, you can take your windsurfer, you can take anything you want, you can take things in the back, put an awning, but it also has on the awning a tent that fixes to it, so you've got a full-on camping experience here. 4-wheel drive, go anywhere because it's so light. And the reason why I think this is probably one of the most useful vehicles that you can get from Japan for us is, one, it's the size, two, it's going to be doing probably about 60 miles to the gallon, but we've got separate compartments. So if you see the dog stood there, she's just seen one of the neighbours, so she's going to start crying and wanting to go to them. We could put the dog in the back, so the dog's with us, but we've also got a separate compartment if we want to go to the tip, put some bags of rubbish in with leaves, anything that's going to leak out. You can put wood in, a washing machine easily goes into there. And if nothing else, this particular one, when I decided to get one of these, I decided it had to be this colour. I absolutely love this colour. It looks really special. It looks ready to go on an expedition. Now the extras, it has got probably, we totaled it up the other day with the alloy wheels, with the roof rack, with the tent, the awning, and certain other little bits and bats. It's got about £3,000 worth of extras, which look like they just haven't been used. It really is incredible. We drove this car down from Newcastle just to see how it would drive. And in all the years I've been importing cars from Japan, probably since the early 2000s, I have never had a vehicle which has caused so much interest. Coming down the motorway, everybody who passed us had their head turned sideways. We pulled into a diner, had a little bit of something to eat. There were people walking around it while we were parked up. We took it to Ellen Festival of Speed at the weekend, a couple of days ago, and although you would not expect it to be an entry in the Ellen Festival of Speed, caused great commotion, because Ellen Festival of Speed, it was all about unique cars for people to have a look at. We may even have sold it. We had somebody who was really interested, who was getting back to us about it, but it's not even registered yet. It will need to go to Manchester, to the DVSA. They're going to have a look at it and issue us with a certificate, which we can then register it with the DVLA, and it's going to be out on the road, 4-wheel drive for winter. The engine is underneath the seats flip up, and it is such an easy car to drive. It's got electric windows, central locking on a key fob, and it will park anywhere. If you look at the little electric truck over there, we park it there. We can reverse it down the side of the house if we want, but we park it there so it's right next to the electric point. We just plug it in and that goes into a 13 amp 3-pin socket. This petrol 660cc runs like the proverbial sewing machine. It is so reliable. It's an engine that they use all the time in Japan, and if you look there, we've got a tiny little reversing camera integrated, which is on the dashboard. All in all, super unique vehicle. I'm gonna pull the awning out now and just give you a quick glimpse of that. And there we go, as if by magic, the magic of television, as they say. Literally took me about a couple of minutes with both arms outstretched. It's easier if 2 people do it, but as you can see, it is really useful. It's huge. The front bit can be as tall as you want it to be, but I'm 6 foot, and there's a good 6-8 inches above me. Now this would be great for camping, fishing. Somebody said a friend of theirs would like to see it because when I told somebody about it, he said it would be absolutely ideal. Bring all their chairs and equipment and rods and everything on the roof rack and in the pickup area. You can have all your rods and equipment there, stuff in the back, stuff in the pickup. Get it all set up with your chair and your sleeping bag and you're good to go. Or put your windsurfer on, go down to the beach, put your surfboard on, go to the beach. So many things. Also, if you do events, if you do shows, it's ready made for you. Tiny footprint, and the awning is only half of the story, because I'm going to throw a couple of pictures up now, because what also came with it is a tent. A tent also made by Hard Cargo, the people who made the roof rack, who made the awning. So everything's integrated, everything fits together. We haven't opened the tent, and I'm not going to open the tent for the simple reason the tent is brand new. The awning doesn't really look like it's been used. And it's often you get enthusiasts who buy things and don't really do a lot with them. They buy them for the look, for the just for the pleasure of buying them. And so this is as fully loaded as you can get. It's the top model because it's the 4-wheel drive one. It's got everything. It's automatic. But what makes this so special is the roof rack. The roof rack and the awning. Look at that, what a special little car. And if that doesn't whet your appetite for a Daihatsu Hijet, and just on that note, you may be wondering, it's my Suzuki. We started off with a Mitsubishi and we're finishing off with a Daihatsu. Of all the little mini trucks in Japan, the Suzuki Carry is probably the most common. The Hijet being up there. There's Mazda do a Scrum, Subaru do a Sambar. Who else is there? This is really Toyota's offering because it's Daihatsu. But the reason we went for a Daihatsu, we've had the Suzuki Carriers before, but the Daihatsu Hijet, they are very creative. So much so that they have all things like this, like modular vans, and they also have companies like Hard Cargo who produce things just for the Hijet. One other thing you could do is just let me put it back to, and there we go, back to normal, ready to conquer anything. And that is a brief introduction to the Daihatsu Hijet deck van we have, which it's probably a couple of weeks. We are booked in for the IVA with the DVSA. It's probably, I would say, gonna be ready to drive away early November, just in time for the bad weather, just in time for the snow, just in time for you to take it on any adventure you so desire. Get in touch if you'd like more information.